Okay, so from, I almost said July, from January 27th until February 3rd, I was on vacation. I was on the Carnival Jubilee that took off from Galveston, Texas. We had a couple fun days at sea, and then we went to, I believe it's Ile Roatan, Costa Maya, and Cozumel before returning back to Galveston. And I just want to make a video talking about my vacation, the things I did on the cruise, some of which on land, some of which on the boat, some of which I did with people, some of which I did myself, etc., etc., etc. The first thing I feel like I should say before going into the specifics, and oh boy, there's a lot of them, is that this is not a sponsored video. I am not sponsored by Carnival. Carnival did not ask me to make this, etc., etc., etc. I just feel like it's one of those things that I should probably say. This is just me wanting to talk about my personal experience because I like doing that. I feel like for the most part what my channel is, it is me documenting my media consumption. When I put it like that, it makes it sound like I have a problem. But I want to talk about, like, here's the shows I've been watching, the books I'm reading, or the VNs I'm reading, the games I'm playing, the movies I'm watching, etc., etc., etc. But every now and then, when there's just like a cool real life thing, like last year when I went on vacation to Orlando, I want to talk about that too. And then you've got the regular Thursday videos, which is just, here's just kind of an update on what I'm doing. So it's a blog on media consumption, I guess, and like a diary of other cool, fun shit. So let me talk about some real cool, fun shit that I did over the week. Starting with the least fun part of it, which is just the travel there and back. Galveston is about 10 hours away from where I live, and planes are fucking expensive, so we took a couple cars. Originally, my plan was like, I'm just gonna drive down, and then my friends were like, that's really stupid, because you don't want to risk anything bad happening to your car. You don't want to have to pay for parking all that time. You don't want to put extra miles on your car. Like, those are all really, really good points, so we decided to rent. Both times, there and back, we rented from Enterprise. The first car we got was fantastic. It was I don't remember what kind of car it was. I think it was like a sedan or an SUV. I don't really know cars very well, let's be honest. But it was a 4-door. It was a big fucker. Phenomenal gas mileage. Like, its fuel efficiency was unparalleled. Like, we stopped a few times, quick pen in that, but we really only needed to fill up like with a lot of gas once. Every other time was just kind of like, we're already here, let's just put a little bit of gas in. It was fantastic. I felt like there was lots of space for all four of us. I felt like the fan and everything was working. There was lots of space for luggage. Car going down. Car on the way back was dog shit. It was a Jeep, and we had asked for a car, like, we wanted to get a hybrid. It's like, all right, we can use gas, we can use the electric. So the first car had great fuel efficiency. Hopefully this will be something that's efficient too, and it was not efficient at all when it came to gas. We had to stop quite a bit. We had to put a lot of gas in, few fucking times. There were a couple times we were trying to put gas in, and it just stopped. Like, you know when you're putting gas in your car and it's like, hey, you can't put in any more because it's a full tank? It did that, but the tank wasn't full, and it did it like 3 different times. It also had no charge. We're like, hey, can you give us a hybrid, expecting that there's a decent amount of gas and a decent charge to it? Nope, there's no charge. Fuck you. And again, it's like a 9.5, 10-hour drive without stops. I don't want to add like an extra hour charging the ding-dang thing that should have been charged when we fucking got it. So, and it also just felt a lot tighter, a lot more compact. It was hard to actually adjust the seats on the driver's side to be comfortable. It was ass. And we had told Enterprise, like, hey, when we returned the car, we wanted something that was a hybrid so we wouldn't have to put as much in gas. You guys gonna hook us up? Like, can we get some kind of discount or anything like that? No, fuck you, for all intents and purposes. So, thanks for the car on the way back, Enterprise. But let me take that pin out about the stops we made, because we were in Texas. We had to hit up my boy Bucky. We stopped at like 3 or 4 different Buckies. I had a good time there. It's like, when I first heard Buc-ee's Boulevard, I kind of thought that was a joke, and no, it's fucking huge, man. The bathrooms are really nice. That is something I heard going. It's like, yeah, it's really big. It's very clean. I appreciate that. I got to sample a few different kinds of jerky. I don't remember which kind because I didn't buy any. It was, other people in the car bought some, so I tried some. It was pretty good. I liked it. I had I don't remember if it was chopped or sliced. I think I got the sliced brisket sandwich. Pretty good. And then I had the fried chicken sandwich from a different Buc-ee's. Also pretty good. I don't know which one I preferred. At one of the locations I got, it was cookies and cream fudge. I'm big into fudge. It's one of my favorite parts of the Christmas season, aside from, basically everything else about the Christmas season. I was like, dude, I'm going to get some fudge. You can't stop me. Cookies and cream flavored fudge. This sounds amazing. It's probably going to put me into a diabetic coma, but it's worth it. I got to try it. Oh, that's okay. It wasn't bad, but it sounded like a match made in heaven. And I was like, this is pretty mid fudge. I'm not going to lie. But I enjoyed the experience of going to Buc-ee's. I saw several Buc-ee's shirts on the cruise. I just kind of thought it was neat as fuck. I'm not going to lie. Is there anything else I really wanted to say? Oh! So we get to a hotel in Galveston. And there's 4 guys. Me, Clay, and then 2 other friends of ours, Church and Lo. So there's 4 guys, 2 beds. So I think, okay, 2 people are going to share. Probably Church and Lo, or me and Clay, or like Church and I have known each other forever. I'll share a bed with Church. I don't know Lo as well. I don't give a shit. I'll share a bed with him. Whatever we got to do is what we got to do. Clay, bless his heart, does not want to share a bed with anybody. He's like, I'm sorry. I just don't want to do it. So what we have set up, Church and I are in one bed. Lo is in the other. And then Clay is sleeping on the floor. He's got blankets. He's got pillows, like he was taken care of. But he was sleeping on the floor. So at some point during the night, I want to say like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, I wake up because I feel this like tightness around my neck. And I'm thinking, okay, Church is either pulling a prank on me or he's spooning me in his sleep, but is going for the throat. He's going right for the jugular. So I'm trying to like scoot forward. Like, by the way, I'm already like close to the edge of the bed. You might be able to tell where this is going, but like I'm close to the edge of the bed. I'm trying to like scoot forward a little bit to get away from the grip, use my fingers to take his fingers away. And it's not working. And so I'm just feeling like tighter and tighter. I'm starting to choke. So I lurch forward. And the good news is I got out of his death grip. The bad news was since I was at the edge of the bed, I just fall off and my knee lands right on Clay. So I hear Clay just go, ah! Like 4 a.m. Church, who's beside me, goes, ah! And Lo is sleeping through all of this, which I think is the funniest part. Bro had no idea what was going on. And then I tell Church, it's like, yeah, like you were choking me. And he's like, no, I wasn't. I was facing the other direction. So either the blanket I had on was so heavy and so tight it was choking me, or my sleep paralysis demon, which I didn't know I had, decided to finish the job. But that's the travel story. This isn't much of a story. This is just kind of a fun little nugget. Was at one point Church was saying when he's driving, he likes to keep his speed consistent. He's like, I don't like a lot of fluctuation. I like to be able to keep it more consistent. And that's why I don't use cruise control. Like, okay, you had me in the first half. Like, that makes sense. Like, I like to keep my speed consistent. So I like to use, what do you mean you don't like to use cruise? What the fuck? Like, I can almost understand what he means, especially because like that was in the first car, and I did notice with the first car, as much as I really liked it, the cruise control was kind of a little jank at times. But it was just really fun. It's like, yeah, I like keeping things really consistent, so I don't use the thing that helps me keep it really consistent. Like, never change, buddy. You do you. I love that, man. But that's the travel stories. So now we're going to get into the next section of my adventures, where I just want to shout out some of the strangers that I met on the cruise. I met some people. This is always a fun way to start a sentence. Yeah, I met some people in the hot tub. I talk about Inside the NBA a lot. This is one of my favorite shows. Like, it's not like quite like a Charles Barkley steam room story, but that's like one of my favorite moments of that entire show. Just all the shit with the steam room. But because I went to a hot tub with my friend and his girlfriend, who I got to meet for the first time. Shout out to Rachel. She's a very nice person. And I got to meet a couple people in there. I believe their names were Summer and Ashley, who I saw once or twice more on the cruise. There was this one point where I was hanging out with Billy and someone else was with us. I don't remember who at the time now. I feel bad. We met this guy named Chris who was talking to us about the comedian on the boat. Unfortunately, we forgot to go to the guy's show. I don't remember what we were doing. I feel like we were watching football at the time. Put a pin in that. But like, we talked to him for a little bit and I ran into him later. He seemed pretty cool. I met a couple guys I met in the casino. There was another guy named Josh who was explaining craps to me and Billy. Craps is weird because like there's so many different rules and moving parts and like it's kind of a bit much. But I think I get it, and I think I like it. I think it's neat, but it's kind of a bit much, but he was really nice. Like, I really liked him. I was like, your name's also Josh? Hell yeah, brother. There's another guy I met named Dwight, and I was wearing one of my law school shirts, and so he just kind of stops me as I'm walking. He's like, hey, man, like, are you in law school? I was like, no, like, I've already graduated. He's like, dude, that's so fucking cool. Good for you, man. I was like, thank you. What do you do? He's like, oh, I'm an educator. I work specifically with like in special education, helping kids with special needs. Like, dude, that is what's really cool. Like 100%. I mean, I have a lot of respect for educators. I've been in school. I've been a student and been like, these kids are really fucking shitty. I would not want to do this and deal with kids. So anyone who does that, like, they have my utmost respect. So I thought that was really cool. I don't remember her name. I do remember this was another hot tub friend that we met. We were talking to this woman and her husband, and she was talking about her experience being an educator. And like, dude, like, I love kids, but I have dealt with some really, really shitty kids. And the worst part is there's kind of nothing you can do about it because like, we don't have corporal punishments. Like, I can't just like slap the kid for being a piece of shit. And if I say anything to the kid, it looks bad on me, and then their parents are going to cause a fit, even though it's probably the parents' fault that the kid's a piece of shit in the first place. And it was an interesting conversation. I remember at the start of the Chiefs game, because they played the Chiefs-Ravens game and the Lions-Niners games, I met this one woman from Broken Arrow, which is a town that's 45 minutes from where I live. It was like some damn small world shit, who had talked about how she knew like Patrick Mahomes, like she knew his family, like had known him growing up. I was like, damn, like that's actually really cool. And I watched a bit of the game with her, and then I found my friend, so I said bye, but I don't remember her name. I don't know if I caught her name, but that was really cool. We met this one person, I believe their name was Shelijah, who learned a new term, an Irish triplet. They had said, like, oh, I am an Irish triplet, which is 3 kids born year. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And they showed us their tattoo because each of their siblings, like, they had matching tattoos. One was Bulbasaur, one was Charmander, and one was Squirtle, and Shelijah's was the Charmander. I was like, that's so fucking neat. I loved that. I thought that was so dope. There was this one dude who, like, Chris, my friend Chris, just kind of stops a couple of them. He's like, okay, don't look. Don't make it super obvious. That's DJ Khaled over there. You know, we looked, and I think Wyatt was there, and he's like, I don't know who the fuck DJ Khaled is. And I look, like, okay, I can see it. That's weird that I can see it. Like, that's not DJ Khaled, but it kind of looks like DJ Khaled. And I thought about it. I was like, should I should I say something? I don't think, like, he looks like he's in conversation with people. I don't want to distract him, but that was kind of funny. I didn't talk to her, but I saw this one woman in passing who looked almost identical to a friend of ours who wasn't on the cruise, just with long hair. Like, she's about as tall as N7, and her face looks like N7. Is that why N7 wasn't on the cruise? Like, I had to think about it for a second. Like, did he not go on the cruise just so he could go on the cruise and, like, do his own thing? Because that's kind of cool. It was just strange, just like, oh my goodness, this is almost like an exact copy of someone I know. Holy shit. I think the only other person that I can think of is Ian and Craig, who are, because we had a group of like 40 people. We had our Oklahoma crew, who have been dubbed the Oklahomies, which I fucking love. I really dig that. And then there was the gang from New York, and then Liasso, who is from the Netherlands. I believe that's most of the groups, and I had met them. I mean, I know my Oklahoma crew. I met the New York gang of Liasso on the previous cruise, although David didn't go on the previous cruise, but I met him in Miami before that cruise. I was like, okay, I have met him before. He was cool as hell. I don't believe Ian and Craig were on the last cruise. I think this was my first time meeting them. They were our Tennessee twins. Not actually twins, but they are brothers, and it's alliteration. But they were our Tennessee twins, and I got to hang out with them a couple times. I thought they were really cool, too, so I want to give them a shout-out. I guess they're part of the crew. They're not really strangers, but people I met for the first time, you know? So, great. Now we get to the really long part of the video, which is talking about food and all the fucking shit that I ate. Because, there was a lot, and I enjoyed it, most of it. I think there were a few things I was like, but for the most part, it was really, really good. Starting with Guy's Burger Bar. Those Guy Fieri burgers are just, I love them. I think they're fucking delicious. I think the fries are really good. I think I tend to prefer kind of soft, smushy fries, and that's usually what the texture was. I thought the Cajun seasoning was great. I always asked for the donkey sauce, which I believe is a horseradish sauce. I always like get that on my fries, and it was fantastic. Big Chicken was on the cruise. If you don't know what that is Shaq's fried chicken place, which again, as someone who loves Inside the NBA, I remember when it was unveiled several years ago. I was like, I can't wait to go like eat there. I got to do it at least once. So I went there a lot. I think I tried everything on the menu. So there's breakfast biscuits, which I got one. I thought the biscuit was pretty okay, but but I liked the chicken. I remember ordering it, and the dude takes the chicken and he dips it in something. And I'm just thinking to myself, did that dude just dip my chicken, like my breakfast chicken tender, in syrup? That's genius. And I think I looked into it more. Like, it is syrup, but it's like a sweet, chili, hot syrup. It was something weird. I was like, that's kind of cool. I thought it was pretty good. I liked the chicken tenders quite a bit. And I believe I had all 4 sandwiches. It's the most dominant ever, which is the MDE is the basic sandwich. The Uncle Jerome, which is the Nashville Hot. I really liked the Uncle Jerome. The Big Aristotle, which is like the big one. It has the, what is it, like Munster cheese or some shit. Bacon on it. I remember eating that and I was like, this is good. I feel like it's particularly filling. Shack Attack, that was the other one. That's the spicy one with, I think there's like a spicy sauce, jalapeno slaw. Mine did not come with that. I know there's like a little bar on the side where you can put stuff on. I don't know if I was supposed to or if my server just forgot. So I was like, I don't know, I'm just going to sit down and eat my sandwich. But I still thought it was pretty good. But one of my goals on this cruise, me being the animal that I am, me being the little fat boy that I am, was I'm going to take a Guy Fieri burger. I'm going to take a Shack chicken sandwich. And I'm going to put them together. I am going to create the Sha'Carri chicken burger. And it was like day 1 or day 2 that I did this. I did it quick. Somewhere I have a video of me making it and a video of me eating it. Not the whole thing. I was like, I don't want to make a whole video of me just like eating a sandwich. That just feels weird. But I at least wanted to like show that like no bullshit, like I did eat it. I mean, I liked the chicken sandwich and I liked the burger. I liked them together. I felt the heartburn immediately. I took one bite and went, oh, I just reduced my lifespan by 7 years. But I'm glad I did it. Which in the context of what I just said sounds really fucked up. I liked it. I'm glad I did this. I don't think I'm gonna do it again. But I'm glad I had the shikari chicken burger. It was pretty dope. Oh yeah, also I didn't shout out Shaq's fries. I don't think I like them quite as much as Guy's. They're a lot thinner and crispier, but I did like them. And then you had the Shaq sauce, which is kind of like a Brahms sauce. Brahms isn't like a big national thing. It's more of a local thing. But like a Brahms sauce, like a Raising Cane's kind of sauce, which I love. I really like those kinds of sauces. But then there was a point on the cruise where it just got replaced by barbecue sauce. So I don't know if they ran out super quick. I don't know if there was some kind of a mix-up, because like I'd gotten a sandwich with Shaq sauce and then it was just barbecue sauce. I'd gotten some from the little bar dispensary at one point to put on some fries, and it was just barbecue sauce. It wasn't bad barbecue sauce, but it's not what I wanted. I was just confused and disappointed. But I thought the sandwiches were very good. Let's see, who's next? The Shikari. And then speaking of Guy Fieri, not Fieri. It's one of my favorite videos. There's another Guy place on the ship. It is Guy's Pig and Anchor Bar, which, by the way, there was a pool and some jacuzzis that were right by there, and we noticed not as many people go to these. So we were there for quite a bit. It was like not really a secret spot, but sort of a secret spot. They have a breakfast buffet at the Pig and Anchor. The day that I went, I wasn't impressed. I was like, this is okay. And I went there for dinner one night. I thought the brisket was okay. The chicken was pretty okay. The pulled pork was very good. And I liked the fries quite a bit. But overall, I kind of went there. I was like, I'm glad I tried it. I don't think this was worth skipping the dinner for. But I'm glad I tried it. Oh, there was one time where Clay and I went to Emerald's Bistro and got beignets, and there was a strawberry sauce and a chocolate sauce. I was like, all right, I'm going to dip this part in the strawberry. I'm going to take the other part that I haven't bit off and dip it in the chicken. All right, now I'm going to take this one and dip it in the chocolate, then dip it in the strawberry. It was very good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. There was a gelato place that also had cake, and they had a chocolate cream cake, and I was like, I just get to have a slice of chocolate cake today. I'm happy. This was a good slice of cake. There was a breakfast buffet I thought was pretty all right. I didn't love it. There's a burrito / taco place called the Blue Iguana. I got a couple breakfast burritos. I enjoyed them. They weren't my favorite, but I'm like, I like this. This is quite good. There's this street eats, which was kind of like some stands. I only went once. I think it was not the last day, because the last day is, hey, you're in Galveston now, get off the boat. So the penultimate day, where from one of them I got a dumpling, and I liked it quite a bit. It was a good dumpling. The other was like a shrimp poutine, and I thought it was okay. It wasn't amazing. I definitely feel like I liked the dumpling more. There was a night when we went to the steakhouse on board. I had a really good time at the steakhouse. Part of it was just like, I'm with my friends. We're eating fancy, wearing our like Hawaiian shirts or whatever the fuck. So the first course was the breads, like a croissant and a pretzel with 2 things of butter. So the first was just regular butter. The other was green. I think they had said it's some kind of like let me try that again. Yeah. A pistachio kind of butter, but it looked like grass blocks from Minecraft, so we kept just calling it grass butter throughout the night. Kind of fucked with the grass butter. I'm like, butter is butter, but this is kind of neat. I like it. For the appetizer, I got beef carpaccio, which if you don't know is a kind of raw beef. I knew that when I ordered it. I was like, damn, this is like raw. Okay, let's give it a shot. There's like these little things of bread with some basil, some cheese, some caviar. Like, yeah, this is pretty good. I liked it. The main course, I got the cowboy steak, which was like a ribeye with the bone still in it. The steaks were dry aged. I don't know if I'd ever had a dry aged steak before. And then for the sides, I had fries, and it was a baked potato with all the trimmings. What it actually was a baked potato. It was like a little potato bar. Did I say potato bar? Fuck. A potato bar. It's like, here's your baked potato. Now here's the chives. Here's the sour cream. Here's the bacon. I thought that was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, that is so adorable. That is neat as fuck. I really liked having a potato bar. I thought the fries were very good. I thought the potato was very good. The steak was really, really good. I enjoyed it. What did I get for dessert? For dessert, I got the chocolate sphere, which was just like this ball of chocolate, and then they poured chocolate on it, which was so hot that it caused the sphere to melt. I was like, this is neat as fuck. This is neat as fuck. It's chocolateception, and I'm someone who loves chocolate, so I enjoyed my chocolate sphere quite a bit. Let's see. Me? There was, we were in Costa Maya. Anthony got like authentic churros, so I had a churro, or I had like half a churro. It's very good. It's very crunchy. There's so much powdered sugar. Like, I took a bite of it. I was like, why the fuck is it now snowing on my pants? But I thought that was really cool. I liked the churro. There was a place called Beach Bums, which I don't think I got. It's like a sandwich place. I don't think I got any sandwiches from there. Or not Beach Bums. I think it's Beach Buns. That makes more sense. Dang it. I wrote down bum, and I'm like, that doesn't feel right. Beach Buns. I didn't get a sandwich, but I got hot dogs, and I really liked the hot dogs. Their desserts, they had chocolate chip cookies. I thought were kind of okay, a little too hard for me. Their brownies slapped. I think they had some kind of nut. I don't know if it was hazelnut, but I really enjoyed the brownies. Coastal Slice is the pizza place open. I was trying to say on and up, and like that, neither of those make any sense. That's open till about 4 a.m. I had it once. I thought it was kind of okay. The crust is way too thin for me. For me, like, I like a thick crust. It doesn't have to be stuffed, but like, I like a more thick crust. This was like cracker thin, and that just does not do it for me. And then the dinners. Like, just like going to the big restaurant and everything. So night by night, excluding, of course, the ones I didn't go to, because one I didn't go to for Pig and Anchor, one I didn't go to because of the steakhouse. So one of them, I had duck rolls, which I thought were okay. I didn't love the like seasoning that was used. 12-hour braised short rib with mashed potatoes and green beans, which might have been the best thing I had on the cruise, actually. It was so fucking tender. And I tried a little bit of the lamb pasta, and like, I thought the pasta was good, and I thought the lamb was quite good. And I didn't write down a dessert for this, so I don't know what I got for dessert. I know one time I got a key lime pie there, like with no sugar added, and I didn't think it was very good. I don't know what night that was. One night they had clam chowder as an appetizer, and that's my shit. I loved it. And then filet mignon with short rib as the main course. That was very good. There was one where it was chicken tenders, so like, I'm gonna get my tendies, but they were grilled, not fried, and I mean, they were still fine. I still liked them, but I mean, if I'm getting tendies, I want my shit fried as fuck. Braised lamb shank, that was really good. And then I think I tried someone's like a little bite of their tenderloin, which was also quite good. I think there were a couple nights, because I know at least the steak night, I just went like to see what was at dinner. I was like, okay, like, I feel okay missing dinner tonight, but I still got a Caesar salad. There was another night I got a Caesar salad, a grilled leg of lamb, like with a bunch of cucumber around it. That was very good. And a banana cream pie for dessert. That was great. I loved it. And I don't remember what I had for dinner on the last night, but I remember the dessert was a baked Alaska. And I liked the baked Alaska. It's It's an ice cream cake that's more ice cream than it is cake. And I think it's great. Well, that was food. Now drinks. I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I did not get the drink package because I don't drink a lot of alcohol. Like, I'm not going to buy a whole lot, and I didn't. I think I bought one drink, but I had friends with the drink package. Sometimes they would give me a drink, or I'd, like, sample a little bit of this, sample a little bit of that. I think the few drinks that I, like, really personally had, I had the shot of the night one night. I don't remember what it was called, but it was the one of the last night. I thought it was quite good. There was one bar called the Marina, and I believe was their signature drink was Sunset on the Pier. Absolutely delicious. It's the kind of drink where I go, that's dangerous. But it was very good. I had one. One time, I think it was from the same bar, I had a tequila sunrise, and I was kind of fucked up afterwards. It's like, that's right. Tequila's right. Tequila's powerful. But I had a good time with it. Like, I wasn't, like, drunk. I was just like, okay, like, I can feel it. I'm a little tipsy. I'm a little happier than usual, you know. But I enjoy my tequila sunrise. There's this one place on the boat called Dr. Inks, which, yes, it's a play on the word drinks, but it's also, like, octopus themed, and I think that's kind of neat. I had a drink from there on the penultimate night when I was, like, hanging out with Wyatt all night. And we both tried it. It was called Think or Sink. Which I think it was, like, jalapeno spiced rum or some shit. Some other ingredients and squid ink. And that was the thing. I was like, Wyatt, do you want to try the squid ink drink with me? And both of us were very much like, I want to try it. Because of how weird that sounds, but I'm not looking forward to it. And it's this very, like, gray-looking glass. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. Cheers, buddy. Oh, that's pretty good, actually. Whoa, like, I'm actually surprised how good that is. And unlike the tequila sunrise, I didn't feel, like, super fucked up after or anything. I was like, no, that's good. That's good. I liked it. So that's all for drinks. Like I said, not much. Definitely a lot less than food. So the next section is just what I did on Roatan, which is in Honduras. I think one of my friends said that's, like, in between Honduras and Belize. So we were in, Mahogany Bay, and we went on a bit of an adventure, like, with me and some of my friends. We went on a nature trail. I got to sample some rum cake. It was really strong. Clay brought some of it home, and I had some of it the other day. I was like, fuck. I can taste it, bro. I can feel the rum. This is strong. But I think it's very good. I got to sample some chocolate. I wasn't huge on the chocolate. It was a little too strong for me. So I don't have any of the pictures on my phone because they're on other people's phones. I have to get them. But there are these, like, things, like, giant. So first we noticed, like, giant pirate shoes. So my buddy Chris is like, dude, go in there. I'm going to take a picture of you. So I go in there, and I'm sitting in the giant pirate shoes, and there's a fucking blunderbuss. So I, like, pick up the blunderbuss. There's pictures of me with that. There's another, I think there's, like, these cowboy shoes, and there's 2 big pistols. So I pick up the pistols, and I think Wyatt was taking my picture on these. Because, like, as soon as I saw the blunderbuss thing, I was like, okay, I have to go tell Wyatt's going to love this. So I'm holding the 2 pistols. I go, shiver me timbers, motherfucker. And he takes a picture. He's like, I got you mid, motherfucker. That was great. I really got to see the pictures. So the way we got to the beach, like, you can just walk down to it. You can take what's it called? Like, magical flying beach chair, I think, which is basically just a fucking ski lift down to the beach. Totally did that. That was fun. Yes, I'm scared of heights. So I was like, this is neat, though. And, like, I'm seeing this beautiful nature around me, and we were going by. I was like, hey, there's church. So we were just talking to church from, like, 10 stories up. Not that high. But something like that. It was really fun. And we went down to the beach. I got to swim in the bay. The water was very nice. It was a little cold, but, you know, the longer you're in it, the more comfortable it feels. I got to just sit on the beach in the sand. There were times I was like, hey guys, I'll sit behind and, like, watch your shit. You guys go enjoy. I got some writing done on the beach. It was really fun. A couple of my friends rented a boat, and so I ended up going into it's like a pedal boat. So I got to do some pedaling, and, like, that was really cool. We got to see some mangroves and whatnot. I had a very, very good time. There was a cat just hanging out, like a ginger cat with a collar. So I got to pet him. He nipped at me a couple times. That was just great. I was like, dude, I gotta go see a boyo. So that was Roatan. Costa Maya, I didn't do as much. I did go to the aviary with some of my friends. That was really neat. I thought I got just a bunch of different birds. At one point outside, we could see some big-ass pelicans. And then below us in the aviary was a pool with dolphins. And it was kind of this sense of, these birds are really dope. I'm glad I'm doing this. Maybe we should have done the excursion to hang out in the pool, hanging out with the dolphins. Because that was pretty neat as fuck. Anthony got, this is where we got the churro. Anthony bought like this jaguar call where you can fucking, I'm not doing a very good job of that. Oh gosh, that sounded weird. But it's really cool. There were luchador masks with NFL logos on the side of them. And I was like, man, I didn't get one because I didn't want to spend even more money than I was already spending. Because there are some things I did indulge on. Like, I made sure to get a massage. That's what the pin is. But, like, I don't want to spend even more. And this is, like, a tourist area. They're probably stupid expensive. But football luchador masks. That's cool. That's super fucking neat. And then in Cozumel, I went to Cozumel last year, and it's where I noticed I had COVID. So I probably had COVID before that. It's probably unfair for me to blame Cozumel, but it's just, that's where I know I had COVID. I don't want to get off the boat in Cozumel, so I just kept hanging out on the boat. After that, just want to talk about some things I did with my friends. So as I put them, squad moments. So yeah, it's like, all the dinners that I had, like, it was with the friends. Times when I went on land, I didn't go alone. I went with my squads. So there's this one deck. It's the Serenity deck, which is essentially the, like, it's like 18 and up or 21 and up, something like that. No kids. The pool was hypothermic. It was so fucking cold. But I went in there with some friends of mine. I was like, dude, come in. It's cold as fuck. It's miserable, but I did it. You gotta do it too. Like I said, just different jacuzzis that I went into. There was one where I was with, like Anthony, Amanda, Billy, Church. I think Tyler was in that one with us too. We were just in there for a while, but just hanging out, just talking about all different kinds of random shit, like Greek Orthodoxy, because Billy's Greek, and we were just talking about that and like the state religion of Greece and whatnot. It's like, this is kind of interesting, but we're just hanging out, having a good time. The plunge. So this is something that Church does. He's like, we gotta go on the plunge, which is you're in the really fucking cold pool, then you get out, you go in the hot tub, and you go back in the pool. Or you're in the really nice hot tub, you get out, go into the freezing cold water, then go back into the jacuzzi, and you feel better. And I did it a couple times. Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of neat. It's one of those, I'm like, if you don't want to do it, I don't blame you. But I was like, fuck it. Let's go. Let's do this. I'm on vacation. Let's have a good time. There was one night where I just hung out with Clay for a good few hours. We were just talking. We were talking about like fate, Muffalo. We talked for a while about Muffalo. I fucking love Muffalo, man. And just kind of like other random shit like that, like old cartoons, etc. I just had a really good time. One of my favorite things that I did was in the pool behind the Pig and Anchor. There were these deck chairs in the pool. So it was me, Church, Brandon, Anthony, Garrison, Tyler. I think that was the squad. We were just hanging out and it's like right at the edge of the boat too. It's hanging out at the edge of the boat, in the pool, on the chairs. There's like water's just kind of getting on you and everything. Just having a good time. We were talking about like superhero shit. Like Anthony and I were talking about Worm, and then it kind of evolved into talking about like The Boys and Justice League and My Hero, just like with everyone getting involved. It was just dope. I really, really enjoyed that. I spent a lot of time hanging out with Wyatt, Chris, Billy, and Tyler on the vape deck. I personally don't smoke, but that was their spot. they smoke, and this is the spot for it. I'm gonna hang out with my boys for a bit. And it was really nice. Like I said, I hung out with Wyatt on that last night on the ship. I had a really good time hanging out with him. I went to the casino. Spent a lot of time there with, okay. Oh, wow. Sorry, the hand that's been holding the phone is now, like, super numb. And, oh, my fingers feel fucked. So now I'm switching to the other phone for a bit. Oh, or the other hand. But now I'm going to use these other fingers because my left hand does not like holding this for some reason. I went on the casino. Went to the casino on the boat. Played a little bit of blackjack with Billy. I was like, I'll use, like, $20. I don't want to... The way I see it, I am not playing to win. I just want to, like, use a little bit of money, have a good time with my friend. I watched Billy interacting with the people at the table and the different dealers, and he's like, Miguel, because one of the guys is Miguel, he's like, Miguel, you keep taking all my money. You can't do this. Come on, man. I had a really good time with them. It was great. Who were the dealers I saw him play with? There was, I believe it was Ramon, or, here, I think I wrote it down. No, I didn't write them down. Fuck. It was Miguel, Oleg, and I think Ramon, or it was something close to that. I apologize. I'm forgetting his name. That was fun. Like watching Billy play craps for a little bit. Played a little bit of roulette. Just having a good time there. And I watched football with some of my friends. I watched the entirety of the AFC Championship, the first half of the NFC Championship, and then it was time for dinner. And I was like, I want to go to dinner because I'm hungry and I want to get like the food there. I don't want to miss the second half, but I really want to go to dinner. So I'll go to dinner and then I'll come back. Hopefully I can still make it for the majority of the fourth quarter. By the time I got back, it was the 2-minute warning. And at that point, it's like, oh, what the fuck happened in this game? But that's a thing. And on, was it the penultimate night? I don't think it was. It might have been the night or the night before. Dylan, who was the guy that like really like organized this cruise and the last cruise. I think he said Ali helped him with a lot of the organization as well. He kind of gathered everyone together to give a speech. And the speech a little bit was kind of like, thank you for coming. Love you guys. And then it was personalized. Like, I want to talk about you and why I love you. Excuse me. I want to talk about you and why I love you. Just kind of went through everybody in the group. And as you may or may not know, I love shit like that. I love all this friendship shit. I love it. I thought it was lovely. I thought it was beautiful. I love my friends. Love being around my friends. So stuff like that, making me feel appreciated, making everyone feel appreciated. I think that's great. Like, shout out to my boy Dylan. I love that man. Fun little miscellaneous thing. So, I don't know a whole lot about this. What happened? We saved some kayakers? It's like there were some people in a kayak in the middle of the ocean, and I think we ended up like turning the... Okay, so like what happened was, in my cabin, I think I've been kind of awake for a little bit. I might have already had breakfast, and I just hear an announcement. Not like super loud or stretched, just kind of like, man overboard, man overboard. And I'm like, did I hear that right? No, I think they'd be a little more distressed. And I hear it again, man overboard. I'm like, what the fuck happened? So what had happened, and then we got another thing later saying, like, there's not actually someone overboard, but we found some people. We're trying to help them out. So, like, it was, I think a couple people were in the ocean in a kayak. We picked them up. I guess we saved them. I don't really know too much else about it, but I think that's kind of neat. Then for the last part of this video, in my notes, I have them by letter, like, A, travel, B, food, I think C was food, like, etc., etc. So the last thing is I, which is perfect, because this is just the solo shit. This is the stuff I did. Me. I went to the gym quite a few times, because, oh boy, with all the shit I was eating, I really needed to. I definitely gained weight on this cruise, which I'm like, it's on vacation. Calories don't count. Like, it's like Christmas or Thanksgiving. You're gonna gain weight. That's just the nature of the beast. Just make sure it's within your acceptable standards And that if it's not within your acceptable standards, you do something afterwards. Make sure you go back to being healthy, which is what I'm trying to start doing now. But I had a good time. Like, I enjoyed going to the gym, using the ellipticals. I also made sure that almost every time, I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I didn't use the stairs. The stairs were exhausting, but I was like, hey, all the shit I'm eating, I need to make sure I got some kind of exercise. I used the stairs. I did start reading One Piece again. I was on Jaya, now I'm on Skypiea. Like, I'm not far at all. But getting back on the horse, making some progress. There was this one time when I was with a group and we were walking by, like, cornhole. We didn't really play, but I took a couple beanbags and threw it, and I got into, like, I got a bullseye in 2 shots. I was like, I'm gonna take that. That's neat as fuck. I'm happy I got that. There was one point where I didn't want to wake up my roommate, Garrison, and so I just took a shower in the dark. Well, because the way it works is, you have to put a card in to put on to power the electricity in your room, and I didn't, not including the water is separate, and I didn't know if the big light was on or not. It's like, I don't want to wake him up, so I'm just gonna take a shower in the dark. And I thought it was kind of fun. There was this one night where I heard these weird sounds. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I thought I encountered like a glitch in the Matrix. I finished Somnium 2 the week before I left, so this is a joke about that. I thought I fucking reached Moksha with the weird ass sounds I was hearing. I was like, am I hearing like the nature of the universe? Like, oh no, that's just Garrison snoring, because he had not snored like up until that point. So I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, oh no, that's actually pretty normal. Okay, I can go back to sleep now and not be fucking terrified. Not feel this cosmic terror that I've like awakened Cthulhu or some shit. I got to do some video notes. Actually, these notes I did when I got back, but on Worm and on Somnium 2, which I will be recording soon-ish. I really need to get the Worm one done so I can go ahead and start reading part 9. Hopefully tomorrow, maybe even later today. We'll see. I did go get a massage. I did go get my Swedish massage. Her name, I believe, was Hira, was the woman who gave me my massage. She was great. Absolutely loved her. So at first, sitting on my back, sitting on my stomach, and it's mostly like massaging the back, like the back part of the feet and the calves and the hands and the arms and whatnot. And I'm like, this is really nice. It's relaxing. And I can feel it when she's getting to my back and my shoulders. I can feel like how tight it is and how tense it is. Like, she was doing a great job. I'm like, yeah, oh boy, I could feel this. Then she flips me over like a trap cord. And this like for the front stuff. So, it's like the front of the hands, and like my thumbs have been bothering me. So like they should like take care of my thumbs. That was very lovely. When she's getting like my shoulders from that side, like when I'm on my back, I remember the last cruise. That was a part I really enjoyed. Because I remember, I think it was one of the massages on the last cruise. Around that part, I could feel my eyes rolling back. And I'm like, oh, I like that spot apparently. And I enjoyed it this time as well. But then I had asked, I was like, can I get a face massage? It's like, that sounds really neat. So, I get the like oil and stuff on my cheeks, and that feels kind of nice. She's like rubbing my nose. I'm like, oh, that's kind of pleasant. I think I like that. And she's like rubbing my earlobes and my ear. I'm like, I don't know if I've really felt that before. An ear massage. I like that one. It's like, I really enjoyed the ears. That was just like so pleasant. And then the scalp felt really nice. And there's one where just like the whoosh, whoosh, and I was like, I like that. I like kind of how like sharp that I like the sound of it. It's like the sound was very sharp, and I liked it. I loved the massage. It was great. Afterwards I felt so relaxed and kind of loopy, and because I remember I went to the gym, and I went straight from the gym to the massage, and then straight from the massage to dinner, and I was like, I'm just gonna drink that shit out of this water. And the last thing I did, which aside from the shikari chicken burger and hanging out with my friends and just relaxing was the thing I most wanted to do, I got to write. I wrote so much shit. I wrote physically, I wrote electronically on my phone. I wrote like damn near 30 pages. It was wonderful. I loved it. I was like, I get to like with the part where I was at in that particular story, like I get to introduce one of my favorite characters in the story now. This is great. Like I'm writing an action scene where a character gets to punch a tidal wave, and it makes sense in context. I'm like, this is some weird anime shit, and I love it. Oh, this is great, and then this is great, and it was wonderful. I had a phenomenal time on my cruise. I think overall I liked it a bit more than the first one, and I liked the first one quite a bit as well. I feel like I didn't do kind of a lot of the extra shit, which I did on the last one. Not to say that makes this a better cruise. Like, I didn't go to the piano bar. I didn't, like, go to any of the shows in the theaters or anything. I kind of wish I had, but I just wanted to have a good time with my friends. And not to say I didn't want to do that the first time. And I was like, I made sure to be a lot more involved in just what my friends were doing. Kind of like, oh, again, like, I did a lot of shit by myself, too. And, like, I really just want to enjoy people's company. And also times where I'm like, I want to enjoy people's company, but I have to write a scene where a girl punches out a fucking bear. Let me do this. So, cruise was great. Vacation was great. Definitely needed it. Glad I did it.